All right, hey guys. So I've been showing off my card collection lately, and this is kind of the end of it. What I got in here, it's a collection of trading cards that I collected as a kid, as well as some that my dad had, because he actually collected the cards even a little bit after I had stopped. I think he just thought the artwork was cool. So it's a real fancy man binder. It's for the most pro collectors. So start off with some 94 Flair cards. And yes, the 2099 characters were, I remember when they came out, it seemed pretty cool at the time. Like, oh my gosh, there's completely new versions of Spider-Man and Punisher and all that. And hey, here's the new Hulk, who apparently has a grenade launcher. You would think if you're the Hulk, like one of the most powerful characters ever, you wouldn't need a grenade launcher. So awesome Moon Knight there. And these cards seem to have a bit of a thicker, maybe a slightly thicker feel to them, and they have like a glossiness, which looks really good. So now we have the 94 Ultra here, different art style. Boomer. At one point she was called Boom Boom. I don't know if she was Boom Boom first or Boomer first, but it's kind of funny because now Boomer for the past, I don't know, like 7 or 8 years has been thrown around as an insult for basically anyone that's like 30 or older, even though it's, technically meant for the baby boomer generation. But it's kind of funny seeing Boomer as like a cool kind of name, right? Polaris, Multiple Man, Quicksilver, Dazzler. Of course, she was in the X-Men arcade game and the X-Men animated series pilot. Never made it to the actual show. She was replaced with Jubilee. So some good looking cards here. The White Queen. Doesn't get much better than the White Queen. But yeah, just really, really good looking art. And then you have these little, kind of scenes with the teams on them. X-Men Gold and X-Men Blue. So I guess, was Sabretooth a part of X-Men Blue for a while? Did he have a face turn briefly? I don't know. I haven't even been showing the back of these cards. Just do a real quick thing there. X Factor, led by Cyclops' brother Havoc. Excalibur. And The Wedding of Cyclops, Jean Grey. I believe there's a Spider-Man marriage type theme in some set of cards. I really like that classic X-Men attire there. It's really cool. I don't know, man. Jean and Scott, they were kind of wet blankets to both of them. And this is X-Men at the Beach. Really, really, really awesome stuff. This is one of my favorite. The Psylocke. Yeah, come on. This is one of my favorite cards of all time. And Archangel, I think, agrees. So really cool stuff. Oh yeah, and these are really great. This is basically just Wolverine. Beating the shit out of everybody. I do remember these, looking at these when I was little and being like, oh, that's great. Of course, Wolverine, a fan favorite, you know. Oh, a couple more too. All right. So. Polaris, Psylocke, Jean Grey, Domino, Dark Phoenix, Tempo, Storm. And this is Rogue versus Miss Marvel. That's how Rogue got her, her super strength and flying ability, because she absorbed Miss Marvel's powers in a fight. Got a bunch of cards left here. I do have another binder, but it's just got some pogs in it, and these like kind of lame DC cards, and then there's some like wrestling autographs. I don't really know if I'll get that out. We'll see how I feel at the end of this, but that'd be my final binder. So these are really cool. Unfortunately, this has kind of turned yellow after all these years. I think this came in like with an action figure, or it came like in a magazine or something. Okay, Wizard. All right, yeah. So Cyclops is Elvis. So there's just a blank page. Sorry about that. So again, this is like how my dad had organized these. So it's like an all Cyclops page. Then we got a Wolverine page. That's a really cool picture of Wolverine there. So lots and lots of cards. This is a Storm page. This is another like the Magneto card. It's very yellow. It's not getting picked up well to the camera, but it's very yellow. There's your 92 Marvel Masterpiece. I never had Storm's Marvel Masterpiece as a part of my collection growing up. I have her now, but yeah, she was kind of hard to find in the packs, I guess. Here's the Rogue page. Everyone loves Rogue. Really, really good stuff here. Mystique. Yeah, I don't know if I've mentioned this, but the 92 Marvel Masterpieces, there's been like a re-release of them over the past like year or so. They're called Marvel Masterpiece 92 Platinums or something. And they're the old cards, but they have like, some will look like they're leathery, or some will have holograms and prism stuff on them, which they didn't before. Or they'll be made to look like it's a comic book art cover and stuff like that. They're a little pricey, but I probably will get some at some point. Much better than the She-Hulk, much better than the Disney Plus version. By about 1 trillion miles. I think She-Hulk was written by a guy, a male writer, and I believe looks like there used to be some sort of prism thing going on there. I don't know. And I think like 99% of the fan base were men that bought the comics. Yeah, the Disney Plus show, I believe, had female writers and was written for some very degenerate audience. And I don't know, it's so bad. Like I've just seen like the twerking clips, but it's so bad that they actually see there's Boom Boom, so you can figure out which one came first or whatever. Boom 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 and Boom. What's your name, lady? What is your name? Some very sensible haircuts in these. Those are all pretty neat cards. So yeah, I think even the people at Disney have stopped recognizing that as a part of the MCU. Oh, this one's really cool here. Dean Cain Superman. Dean Cain, I believe, became a real life police officer, which is pretty crazy. It's like, dude was a hero on TV and in real life. And that's another Jean Grey see-through card like those others. You know, despite having like a colossal thing for redheads, I just have never been that into Jean Grey. Maybe the X-Men movie, sure. But that's because, you know, she was Xenia Onatopp. Psylocke card. No, there's one of the best Psylocks that there is. I don't log into it very often because I think it's me and like 12 other users, but my GOG account, my good old games account or whatever, my profile picture is actually this picture of Spider-Man. I don't know why, it's just what I picked when I was making my account. All right. Some Scarlet Witch stuff here. Yeah, I hate that they call Scarlet Witch Wanda, and she, like in that Avengers show, like she didn't have her costume or anything. Same with Hawkeye. They're just like, hey, Ted, or whatever. And he's just wearing like jeans and a t-shirt. It's like, guys, you're making a ridiculous superhero movie. Can you not just have him wear a cool costume? Yeah, Magneto's really been hitting the gym. For an old guy, Magneto really hits the gym hard. So this one, I believe, the story behind this one, it has a little bit of a shiny gimmick to it. I believe Cyclops, his sister is sick, and he has to go to Magneto for help. So he basically becomes, one of Magneto's like hitmen or whatever. You know, his lackeys to help. Let's see. See, there you go. There's Hawkeye. That's what Hawkeye should look like in the movies. Yeah, actually, Hawkeye was lame the whole time in those. Until that last movie. He actually got pretty cool. But they waited till the very last movie. Yeah, there are some cards that have, not the Marvel ones, but that have nudity. I don't really know if I get away with showing those on here. But I don't know. We'll see. She looks a bit like Bridget Wilson from Billy Madison in Mortal Kombat there a little bit. 95, yes. It's like when that movie came out, so Billy Madison in Mortal Kombat. Probably took some inspiration. Bridget Wilson is a very, very, very attractive lady. Yeah, this guy screams 90s comic to me. Darkhawk. The Iron Man that was on the packs of the 93 Marvel Masterpieces. Here's the Captain America page. And, oh, I thought this said Gordon. I was like, did Commissioner Gordon like lose his mind and dress up as Batman wearing with a shield or something? Silver Sable. I haven't seen Silver Sable in any movies or TV shows ever. Shadow Cat, or not Shadow Cat, Black Cat. Another great card. Dazzler. Juggernaut, one of my favorite characters of all time. Way before the whole I'm the Juggernaut bitch meme. Juggernaut was one of my favorite characters. I used to, when I was on the playground as a little fella, and we would play X-Men, I would often choose to be the Juggernaut. Some more of those Wolverine cards. Making me turn the page. Turn everything this way. He's like, oh, you got me, Magneto. Wow. Well, that is an awesome card right there. I don't know if I've really seen that one before. He's choking out Sauron. That's cool. Psylocke. Yeah, these are cool. And there's that Rogue one again with Captain Marvel. Or Miss Marvel. I just made a video the other day showing off my Silver Surfer cards. I have all 72 of them now. These are some of my favorite cards from back in the day, obviously. And oh, hold on. Yeah, there's some provocative cards down here. Yeah, YouTube can show some really creepy, weird stuff, but heaven forbid there's some attractive women. Heaven forbid. Oh, these are great cards. These are really awesome cards here. Sure wish you guys could see them with me. Oh, these look tame. These right here. And then Hulk Hogan, some WWF cards. So, kind of a funny story. Back in like second grade, I believe it was, we had to do a project where we got like, that like trifold, cardboard thing. And it was like, tell us about yourself or whatever, kind of thing. And I freaking didn't want to do it because I was a very shy kid. I'm shy now, sort of, but back then I was really shy, But I, begrudgingly did it. And it was like, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I taped this card to the thing because I wanted to be a pro wrestler. And Hogan vs. Warrior was like the coolest thing on earth back then. Yeah, as long as none of these cards get too crazy, I guess I can show them. Again, I really apologize for not being able to show all the cards since, you know, we're all adults most likely watching this. But you know how it is. So really, really, really cool cards. So what are these? The Tarzan ones? Oh, look at that. That's awesome. It's really cool stuff. And I don't know. That's kind of pushing it. Let's do that. There we go. Yeah, there's these like Boris Prism cards that I really should probably get to, the collection of those, because they're not all that expensive. But it's just kind of like, you know, I'm running out of room for these things. A lot of pretty lady cards. But you know, guys, in the early and mid 90s there was no internet. So, you know, oh, look, it looks like on the back here you can make a whole a build your own lady thing. So, yeah, pretty cool stuff. Pretty cool stuff. Oh, that was too hard to cover everything. Yeah. All right. This looks like kind of like, well, I was gonna say like Eon Flux kind of art, but the more I'm looking at it, like maybe not. There's some Batman. Which one's that? Batman Forever. Val Kilmer wasn't the worst Batman or Bruce Wayne ever. You know, I mean, especially compared to this fuckhead. Is that Clooney? I think that's Clooney. No, I'm wrong. That's Kilmer. And then of course, as the meme goes, every guy's first crush. Kimberly, the Pink Power Ranger. I would say, I don't know. I was more of a Miss Elizabeth from wrestling and Kelly Kapowski from Saved by the Bell kind of guy. But Kimberly, good looking lady. There's some Beavis and Butthead cards. Look at this guy, he's having a bad day. You know, Beavis and Butthead was like, I think I was maybe like 10 or something when that show came out, and some of the stuff I laughed at, and I didn't even know I was laughing at. You know, it's just like, like a couple years later, I was like, oh, that's what they were talking about. Ren and Stimpy, man, we got spoiled. We got spoiled with just the best entertainment back then. The first Jurassic Park. I've seen every Jurassic Park in theaters. Okay. In Jurassic World too. It's just kind of how life turned out. For me, unfortunately, but there's only one good Jurassic Park movie. And that's the first one. But it was really, really, really good. There's Michelangelo riding a horse. I had this chick's action figure. She's from, was it her? think it was. Yeah, I think like I was never crazy big into Star Trek, but I had a Riker action figure, and I had this chick. Okay, hopefully before my camera runs out of memory, these are my '92 Marvel Masterpieces, the official ones from, you know, back when I was, you know, in 3rd grade or whatever. And yeah, so these are very near and dear to my heart, because these were the ones that were getting traded in the car line after school. So and I think this was the last time that the characters had cigarettes or cigars in their mouth, because, you know, parents got upset. But it's like Gambit and Red Skull and Nick Fury, maybe another guy. Nothing stops the... No, wait, no, it's... Nothing moves the blob. Loki. Chicks like Loki now, that stupid Loki actor. It makes no sense to me. I'm like, look at this guy, you know. All right. And then, oh, my friend had a birthday back then. Yeah, don't talk to that guy anymore. He got really, 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 really weird. Like a grade or two later. And I don't know, I kind of reconnected with him on Facebook when Facebook was still a thing. And man, he's out there big time. But when we were buddies and we traded these cards, he had a birthday, and this was on his cake. The cake was his Captain America. And yeah, guy's a total wacko, but I'll admit, that was pretty cool. You know, that's one of the coolest things. You know, Kingpin is also got a cigar. Oh, and Blaze. Okay, so man, yeah, that's what, at least 6. Yeah, and like, for example, like, you know, like I have a better copy of this card now, but my Havoc card from way back then is damaged. And, you know, it's weird, but I'm like sort of nostalgic for my damaged card, you know? I don't know what happened to the edges. I think maybe a Namor, or I think he might be damaged too. Let's see. Is he? Yeah, this one is too. Because I remember when I was a kid, I wasn't really a slimy kid or anything, but I tried to pull a fast one on my friend. I had like 2 of this guy. And I was like, I'll trade you this card, what's his name, Namor, this jabroni, for one of your guys, you know, one of your cards. And I had 2 of the cards. So he thought he was going to get the good card, but I was going to give him this one with the crease in it. And he was like, no way, man. And I couldn't get the deal to happen. It was one of my first attempts. First of very few attempts in my life of trying to be a slimy dude. It didn't work out for me. All right, these are the 93 Marvel Masterpieces. Yeah, Joe did do a couple of these 93s, but each set is done by different artists, or there's different artists in it. And then, you know, so that kind of throws me off, and I don't like that as much as the ones the year before. And also, like, that's got purple, and that's got green, and that's got gold for the names, instead of just like a whole page being a certain color, you know? So And I do have a video on the 92 Marvel Masterpieces if you want a more in-depth look at just that one. This Deadpool one here, there was a comic book, an actual comic book that had previews of some of these cards coming out. And in the full version of this Deadpool, there's like a puddle of blood under the sword. And when I was younger, I thought that was like the coolest thing ever. So that was my first exposure to Deadpool. Not Ryan Reynolds attempting to be funny, but Deadpool looking like a badass with a pool of blood under his sword. All right. And I also have a video on these. I have the base set of these cards here, which you could get some of these with the action figures from back in the day. I think I'm getting close to running out of memory on my phone, so that's why I'm kind of hurrying it along here. White Queen. Uh-oh, that card's got a little damage to it. I also have the base set for these cards in a video, if you want to look at those. And that is it. All right, guys. Thanks for watching.